Hey, champions, how are you doing out there? Hope all is well. Hope you're feeling good, feeling fine, like to feel like that all the time. This is Vlogmas day number 18, and I'm super excited to talk to you. Today's message is talking about send a signal that you care. Send a signal that you care. I know it's the holiday time, and a lot of people kind of at this time of year, some people draw back into themselves, or people that are not with their families, especially with what's going on in our world right now, can kind of disconnect from each other, and we don't have the same type of engagement or interactivity that we used to have. So these holidays are really different, and the opportunity to not feel connected is very prevalent right now. So I want you to think about and consider sending a signal that you care. The reason why I want you to do that is because it's about letting someone know right now, today, in this present moment, how you feel about them. Because it's easy to start thinking about, they know I care. They know I love them. They know I would do anything for them. Yeah, that's all fine and good. But when you don't hear it often, you don't feel it, you don't experience it, it's almost the same as not having it, or it not being present, or it's not present mind. Or like what this one champion likes to say, it's not top of mind, tip of tongue. So I want to encourage you to send a signal that you care, because people are going through different things right now. Mental health awareness is really big, especially amongst military people and people that have experienced all different types of trauma out there. A lot of PTSD, a lot of things where people just feel alone. They feel by themselves, and there's an opportunity to make a permanent decision for a temporary problem. So I really want to encourage you to send a signal. So what do I mean by sending a signal? I want you to do something that you probably haven't heard in any videos that you watched lately. And I want you to take your cell phone out right now. Go ahead and do it. Take your cell phone out. Take it out. Take it out. I want you to unlock it. Sometimes you got to let people know some of the smaller steps. And I want you to send a text message to somebody right now. I want you to unlock your phone, find one person that you haven't talked to in a while, or someone that's been on your mind, someone that you know that you needed to call. I want you to really do this. Take your cell phone out, open up your text messages, and I want you to think about someone that's been on your mind, someone you need to connect to, someone that you needed to talk to in the past, someone that may be going through something but you haven't said anything to them. And we're going to send them a signal right now. All I want you to do is something very simple. I want you to send them a text. Just say, I love you. Something small, something easy. Just say, I love you. And then I want you to put your phone back down. And when you get that response, it may be very interesting, that response. Now, thinking about it, you can text I love you, or just text I'm thinking about you, or you are on my mind. Sending a signal that you care around this holiday time is something that we need to challenge other people. So I don't want you to just do this by yourself. I want you to challenge some people you know. I want you to, as you're talking to people, say, hey, you know what? Take your cell phone out right now. I want to give you a challenge. I want you to text somebody right now. Just let them know you care about them. Let them know you're thinking about them. Let them know you love them. Just send them a text right now. What you think is small and maybe insignificant may mean everything in the world to them. Now, I'm sure you heard the Starfish Story before, so I won't go into great detail and drag it out. But this is a story about the starfish where there was a father and son walking along the beach. And the father was throwing starfish back into the water. And there were so many, the beach was just littered with them. And the young boy asked him, was like, why are you throwing them in the water? I mean, you can't throw them all in. What does it matter? The few that you're able to throw in. And the father replied, it meant everything to the one I threw in. So you may have a lot of contacts in your cell phone, in your smartphone. You may have a lot of people. I'm not asking you to message everybody. Just choose one, maybe one or two or even three. And just send them a signal that, hey, I care, that I'm thinking about you. You're on my mind. And that's all I want you to put. Don't put why. Don't tell them who told you. Don't tell them Chris told you to do it. Take all the credit for it. But I want you to send a signal that you care. Someone needs to hear from you. Or someone just needs to hear from someone. You can be the difference maker. You can be the change maker right now. Sometimes you are the only one in your circle that's willing to get out their comfort zone and do something crazy like this, right? Because you are always known as the grown-up. You are the one that take the higher road all the time. You are the motivator. And then we ask the question, well, who motivates the motivator? Right? That's us. So think about the people in your circle who are just like you, who are the motivators, who are the encouragers, who are the ones that we don't even get asked how we're doing or what's going on in our world. You know, I recently did a talk yesterday and I talked about how we need to abandon the phrase, how you're doing. How are you doing? We need to abandon that phrase because it doesn't elicit connection. It's so commonplace that if you ask me, how are you doing, Chris? How's everything going in your world? I'm going to tell you everything is fine. I'm going to tell you everything is great. I'm going to tell you I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm going to tell you I'm better, good, better than most, and sometimes better than that. I'm going to tell you all those things that we lie and tell other people because you're not able to get past the surface to get to the deeper parts. And what we got to begin to do is start to get to the deeper and not the cheaper. How are you doing is the cheaper. We got to go deeper. It's not enough to say how you're doing. Harvard University did a study on that, and they talked about how you will never achieve the outcomes you want in relationship asking surface questions like that. So here's another question that you can ask. How are you sleeping? You see, if you asked me, how am I sleeping, you would get a much different story from me. You would get something that you may be able to resonate with, or it may make you cry. I don't know. You see, I wake up at 3:30 every morning, sometimes a little earlier than that, and sometimes maybe like 30 minutes after that, but on average around 3:30. This was a horrible time for me this time last year, and it's impacting my sleep. And I don't know what else to do about it. So I roll with it. I get up, I start my day, I focus, I go to work, I get my grind on, I do all my other activities throughout the whole day, and I go to bed by 11, and then the cycle repeats itself. It's not fun. I get it done. I do what I gotta do. I keep pushing, but it's not fun. But if you ask me that question, you'll find a way to connect with me on a deeper level. You could express empathy, you could express some ideas, or maybe we could just talk through some things. You see, there are other questions that we have to begin to ask so that we can send this signal that we care. That's what it's all about, is sending signals that we care, especially through this holiday season where some people are going to make a permanent decision for a temporary problem, and it's up to us to go ahead and stand in the gap and connect to them. Does this make sense to you? I hope it does. Did you do it? Did you do the challenge? Did you take your cell phone out and send a signal? Hey, you can send it to me. I'll appreciate it. And you get a message back. You sure will. You sure will. So, hey, champion, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and do me a huge favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. Go ahead and do it right now. Hit that subscribe button. Let some friends know to subscribe. I got a goal of getting over the 200 mark at least by the end of the year, and you can help me out with that, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, like and leave a comment. Let me know what's your thoughts about sending a signal. Let me know the outcomes of the signal that you sent to somebody. I mean, that would be really cool if you did that. And last of all, YouTube thinks that these are some really cool videos that you can watch that I've talked about on this Vlogmas, and I think they're really good too. So go ahead and watch them. Hey, champion, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to seeing you over in the next video. Salute. See you soon.